I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night. And now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. And I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the
Oh, that was quick. Good evening, everybody. And aren't you nice and quick this evening? Karen Mack, hello, how are you? Linda Gold, good evening. Kim Jane, aloha, near and far, I like that. And Jean Hartman, greetings. Lisa Murray, hello. Twinkle33, how are you, Lena? And to everyone else that is also watching but is yet to say good evening or good day, wherever you are in the world. I know that we have a new guest with us this evening, so I'd like to welcome you along and everyone else too. Well, Monday has rolled around, and what usually comes before Monday? The weekend. So who is already counting down for the weekend? Who's already gearing up for the weekend? So many people live out there somewhere rather than where we are presently. When I was preparing for you this evening, I'll be right up front with you tonight and say I had to have a few tears actually. I was in my healing room and I was communicating, having a chat as I do. And I have a picture on the wall of my much-loved Rottweiler. His name was Suvius. And all of a sudden, the vision of the night that he had to be put to sleep, which goes against all of my beliefs, came into full power into my heart. And even to the extent of sitting with him in the back of the car as we drove back from the vets, and then inside. And it really tore me up, actually. So I had to investigate that. Yes, I allowed the feelings. Yes, the tears rolled, because when we suppress feelings and we try to brush them away or ignore them, then that's where we get energetic blocks. And energetic blocks then become some kind of angst in our life or some kind of illness or what's called dis-ease. So, I had a look in to see what that was about. And a part of me questioned, did you do the right thing? Ooh, that hurt. Did I do the right thing? I know a lot of people that would be so quick to say, well, the vet didn't give me any other option. The vet said this is what had to be done. That wasn't the question, was it? Did I do the right thing? So then I had to connect with Suvius and ask him. And I've got to tell you, there was a part of me didn't want to do that. Do you have anything in your life where you don't want to go there? You don't want to face it? You'd rather get defensive instead? Defend yourself, defend your thoughts, defend your attitude, defend your decision? Do you have anything in your life? Have you had anything like that? It's outdated thinking, right? It's very low vibration, low frequency, stuck in this world, and definitely not aligned and living through the power of your intuition, guidance of your higher self. So through that lovely vision, rewind of the video, I asked, what would it be like if every night our mind was cleared? Oh, good evening, Jackie. Welcome. What would it be like if every night when we went to bed, our mind was cleared of everything from the day? Everything. So we would have no memory of what took place in the day. And then when we wake up the next day, everything is brand new. Everything that we do encounter is brand new. What wouldn't we have if that was the way we lived? Anybody guess? What wouldn't we have if every night our mind was cleared of everything that took place, every conversation, every interaction, every judgment, everything? What wouldn't we have? Yes, Jean, we wouldn't have worry. What goes with worry? There's a really big one in this. And this is a really powerful thing tonight. Guilt, yeah, definitely. Definitely, Lisa, wouldn't have any guilt. Yeah, deeper, Kim. Deeper than familiarity. We're not on that level, my sweet. Brand new ready. Yes, but what wouldn't we have, Jackie? If we didn't have any recall of the day before, we wouldn't have any pain. Yes, Lisa, we wouldn't have any pain. There's a really big one. Fear. Lena. Yep, there wouldn't be any fear. No, Karen Mac, thank you. I was waiting for the question, but you've put understanding. So the part that I deliberately missed out was all things that we experienced in that previous day that were for our soul expansion and our soul alignment would be in place. And we therefore have done it, understood it, ticked it off, for want of a better expression. Suffering and hurt. We wouldn't have any suffering and hurt. Come on, girls. There's a really important part of this that stands out like a dog's hind leg. God bless you, Suvius. Yes, Kim Jane. That's the one. That's the one. Regrets. We wouldn't have any regrets. None. And with no regrets, there are no shackles. With no regrets, there is no pain, there is no suffering, there is no fear. Because a regret holds all of that. You could say, put a big pot around and fill it up, and on the lid you write regrets, because in regrets are all those other things that you've listed. And a regret stifles, smothers, suffocates your ability to have the chi force, the prana, life force flowing from your higher self, from the divine, through your physical self like a beautiful, beautiful river. Karen put here feelings, which is really interesting. So let's now, I'll rephrase it for you. Say every night our mind is wiped clear of everything that's taken place in the day, with the exception of the learning and the expansion from what has been in that day. We do not lose feelings. We do not lose insights. What we don't carry is regrets. What we don't carry over into the next day is annoyance, agitation, fear, pain, suffering. How would that be? Yes, regrets can be consuming. Absolutely they are, Karen. But can you all see how all of those things interact with each other? Pain, suffering, fear, guilt, all interact with regret. Regrets are crippling. They are crippling to your life force, and they're therefore crippling to the quality of your life and the ability for you to be able to live in a higher frequency. How many of you check in with your frequency every morning? How many of you clear your frequency? And when I'm talking frequency, think about a radio station when we used to have the knob to tune it, although even my one out the back, every so often it's obviously off thing, and I don't have the little switch like we used to. But in those days, when you move that switch around, you got either more static, or you got two stations talking at once, or you got your station clear. So thinking about your tuning in, how many of you actually tune in every morning? Every morning, not sometimes, not when I remember, no, every morning. And when you do tune in, what are you doing? Have you released those regrets, those annoyances, whatever heading you want to give it? Pain, suffering, fear. Fear is a good one. Thanks, Twinkle33. Fear is a good one. So I had a conversation with a lady who's a long, long way overseas on the weekend. And she looked very stressed. And I asked her what the problem was. And she started talking about, all the awful things that are going on in the world. And I had to wait for her to finish. And I was trying to think what I could say. So I thought, well, there's no point making it something it's not. So I said, what horrible things? And she was quite taken aback. So she proceeded to tell me all about the war here, the war there, the suffering here, the atrocities there. And I'm like, oh, wow, I must live in a different world. So I asked her what that was about and why. And she said, I think I have a need to know what is going on in the world. So I asked her, what's going on in your world? So she proceeded to tell me again. And I said, I can see sunshine coming through your window. I can see beautiful plants out there. I can see you looking very well. You look very bright this morning. I'm a little bit lost with where the pain, the war is in your world. And she didn't get it. And I'm not surprised, because when I ask people what's going on in your world, I always get a news flash. I always get what's going on everywhere else except in their world. So isn't this interesting that if we speak the word world, we go immediately external? But I asked, and I do ask, what's going on in your world? How can your world be somewhere that you don't even know what it's like, but you believe it to be true because somebody told you something, or it came up on Google News, or it was, in the paper? How does that make it your world? Feel free to comment. This is an open conversation, and this is how we learn to move our frequency, how we learn to move our frequency needle. Yes, Jackie, lovely. And yes, Kim, got to do that each morning, no regrets. Don't do it in the morning, do it in the evening. Finish the day and make your decision about the day and leave it. Leave it where it belongs. Say something significant has taken place in your day. So my mum was in hospital recently, and I spent a couple of days sitting beside her. And I could have gone home and mulled it over and what if it didn't, and what good is that? What good is that to her or to me? How can I be of help to her and bring in a healing energy if I'm cluttering my energy with all those blockages of the what ifs, the what could haves, might haves, maybes, and all that? You do yourself no favors, and you certainly do your physical heart no favors at all when the mind is churning. So when you go to bed at night, that's the time that you have a chance to wipe your mind clear and clean of everything that has been in the day, and simply take that which can be of service to your soul. Everything else gets shredded, put in the bin, burnt. You can actually visualize that. If you're good at visualizing or imagining, a really good practice, beautiful witches practice. See yourself piling all the stuff from the day that you can't change, and that mulling it over and questioning over is not going to change it. See yourself putting that into a big fire pit and see the flames coming up and it burning everything. And the trick is that as it's burning, as you're looking at the flames, you infuse those flames with words that mean something to you for what you need. So whether that is peace, whether that is clarity, whether that is release, whether it is freedom, that is up to you. Whether it's love even. but you infuse those flames with a higher vibration, higher frequency word, and you will sleep like a baby. Except if you were my son, he didn't sleep. So you'll sleep like a very content and happy baby. Try it. See what happens. Mandy Young, hello. Just got back from Bundleberry. That's a nice little place to visit if it's up your alleyway. I hope you weren't over there because of issues with your van, my girl. I hope you were there for a good reason. So the question is, what would reality look like every day if you were to do that little practice every night? Oh, fancy, Mandy, fancy. What if you were to clear your mind and burn everything and alchemize everything that doesn't align, that doesn't help your heart expand and be open? What would your reality look like then? How would you feel? When we have outdated thinking, we also have outdated ways of living, because everything goes hand in hand. You can't live in a higher frequency while living in outdated thinking. It's not possible. Just messes you up. Jackie, my world is being observer, not my business. Oh, where'd that go? What's happening around me? Yes, that's right. It's not your business. Like my darling nephew Jack used to say, what was it? Your business is not my business. I think he was about 8. Because, as kids, you get told, mind your own business. And one day Jack's answer back was, your business is not my business. I think when he was older, he would say, my business is not your business. Get around the other way. But what would your life be like if you used that practice and you really, really emptied your mind for it to be a clean scape, an amazing new territory for the new day? Can you fathom that? If you can't, it's time to have a look at your frequency needle, and it's time to do something about your frequency. I've got a couple of quotes here. One is from Orville Wright, who was an American inventor. And it's funny that I tore these out of a book I was going through to burn stuff, clear stuff. And I'm so glad that I was actually caught to these. My attention was caught to these 2 pages. I was like, oh, can't throw those out, haven't finished with them. So Orville Wright, an American inventor, he says, oh, yes, King Jane, like a holiday. I love that. It's beautiful. It would be like a blissful holiday. Wouldn't it be amazing? Yes, Jackie can fathom that. Good girl. So what did Orville say? He said, if we worked on the assumption that what is accepted as true really is true, then there would be little hope for advancement. I'd like to hear that again. If we worked on the assumption that what is accepted as true really is true, then there would be little hope for advancement. I think that was an answer to a prayer of mine. And then Tess Lynch, who is a writer and essayist, she says, oh my, how the world still dearly loves a cage. Oh, I love that one. Absolutely love that one. Oh my, how the world still dearly loves a cage. And this is outdated thinking. This is the, oh, if, but, why me, what didn't I do, the regrets. Mandy, before you were able to come in, love, I asked what it would be that has the most impact on us, that we carry on and on. And it was Kim Jane that was able to find the word. Everyone else had words that fit. But the big word I was looking for was regrets. And this is what our conversation is about, and how regrets mess us up and create energetic blocks and create us not be able to be in alignment with our higher self, soul, with our intuition, and with the divine. And then there's this one from Michelle Longo O'Donnell, and she's a creator of Living Beyond Disease. I love that title. The way we have been perceiving life needs to be rolled away so that which is true can appear. And all of this hinges on where you're at with your frequency, all of it. So Orville Wright, with if we worked on the assumption that what is accepted as true really is true, then there would be little hope for advancement. So can you see, if your frequency is really low, your vibration is really low, there's no hope anyway. And if that's all you can see, like the lady I was talking to on the weekend, that there's just suffering and pain and horrors, there's no hope for advancement. When I'm talking advancement, I'm not talking AI, I'm talking about advancement as a soul, advancement in the case of expansion, for being able to really experience this life the way that the soul wants to. And then Michelle O'Donnell's, the way we have been perceiving life, favorite word of mine, needs to be rolled away so that which is true can appear. You're welcome, Mandy. Yeah, Jack, it is nice. Mahak Malhotra, will he come back to me? I'm not sure what you are looking for here. We're not doing readings, I'm sorry. So when we want to find the gems, the treasures for our soul, that our soul is actually longing for, we must shift our frequency. We must be able to move into a higher frequency and not have those regrets. We must be able to let the life force, the chi, the prana, flow through our physical self and all energy bodies with ease. And it's there that you can see things more clearly. That's okay, Mahak. You're more than welcome to stay. We are talking about regrets and how to shift your frequency, which all help with knowing, will he come back to me? Because when you are in tune with your intuition, you can receive those answers to questions like Mahak has here. You can receive answers on whether a new job opportunity is the one that's right for you. Even down to, dare I say it, but should I leave my spouse? You know, so many people that ask that. One, if they're asking it, there's clearly something wrong or something not working out. And two, well, if you're asking it, you need to be checking in with yourself and see where you're at with your relationship with yourself before anybody else. So, infinite potentiality and the field of potentiality. There is everything in your day that is going to come your way, you have already perceived it. So I've got a little curveball here for you tonight. Everything is created twice. Everything. First, it's a thought, and then it's a reality. twice. So a thought is actually something that goes out into the quantum field. It brings back whatever that thought is you had to become your reality. Now, if you're wondering how does this play out and how does this work with the loss of a much-loved dog, the loss of a parent, a spouse, a friend, for me, a client last week, the lady was determined to want to live another 12 years. And funny thing, she said 12 and then 7, but she passed on the weekend. Good question. Thank you, Kim. So when we are in a higher frequency, we can receive the intuition and healing around loss and around the acceptance of loss. I am not for 1 minute saying that, oh, you don't grieve. No, that is not what I'm saying. Or you have this, oh, well, attitude. No, definitely not. Because in grief, there are huge learnings. There are huge opportunities for expansion. There are even greater opportunities to connect with guides, connect with angels, connect with your loved one. But if regrets are in place, and Kim's question, what if some regrets keep resurfacing, then clearly they are wounds that have not been healed. And your frequency is not being checked. You're not tuning your frequency. Why would you want to carry regrets? That's the question. And usually, now who put, I think it was Lisa, put guilt. Usually regrets carry a lot of guilt. So if you have, which Kim Jane has said about the loss of her father. Yeah. So when you want to be able to wash away or burn away regrets, you first have got to find what it is that's in that regret. Is it guilt? Is it shame? Is it fear? What is it that's brought you to a place of regret? And I did have to go with that tonight when they very kindly brought back the imagery of coming home with my much-loved Servius in the backseat of the car. And all of a sudden, my mind said, did you do the right thing? And I said, that was very cruel. Now, if I wanted to stay in that place of that was very cruel, then I immediately slide my needle of higher resonancy, higher frequency down, way down in the pits of low, low vibration, low, low frequency. And that's just not where I choose to be. So being able to say that is not something that the mind can answer. So for Kim asking, commenting that she has regrets around loss of her father, then it is time to be finding out why you feel that you are needing to carry regret. So I go back to our original start of tonight. What would it be like if every night we cleared our mind? Now, I do have a little saying that I use when I'm going to sleep, and some of my higher learning students know what it is. I clear my mind of all that is not of my highest good, and it cannot serve me or is not serving me. And that's what I say before I go to sleep. What is fascinating is the mind is not able, it does not have the capacity to hold that frequency, because the mind is not the soul. The mind is part of the personality. So when you give it a command, like I clear my mind of all that is not of my highest good or not of my highest frequency, it cannot refute you. Now, if you tell me that it does, then you have not sat in to that place of command. You've just willy-nilly said a few words that don't actually hold any importance or resonance with you, which means you're on a very low vibration. You can choose to shift your vibration in every moment. So even as you sit with me tonight and there might be a few little triggers going off or your mind is running rampant, you have a choice in that moment to halt it, to silence it. You have a choice in that moment to breathe deeply and connect with your heart so that you come into a place of peace. And it's in the place of peace that you can find answers, hear solutions, and be able to really live your life from a place of, well, if I say bliss, but live your life from a place of much more clarity and freedom. As we were saying, regrets create blocks. Regrets stop abundance. Regrets do nothing but hinder your life. So why would you want to stay in them? The victim mentality will stay in them. The victim who wants to be oohed and ahed over or pitied, you get on the pity train, yep, they will stay in the regret station, even down to creating some sort of illness so that there is more pity, and in a way so that there is more help coming from someone else because you're wanting to feel supported. Yeah, Mandy. So were you in when I talked about seeing everything that you might carry as a regret, seeing it put into a big burning bowl, a big fire pit? Were you in when I was talking about that? And then with each thing, you load the flames up with the higher vibration words. So as you are pouring regrets, pain, suffering, anything that is on that low vibration, as you're pouring that into the fire, you are then putting on top of that into the flames. This is how we get full transformation. You put it into the flames and let it burn. Alchemy. Fire is the alchemist. So forgiveness, Mandy says, come to mind when we have regrets. And Mandy, who would we forgive first and foremost? If we are doing forgiveness around regrets, who would we forgive first and foremost? Anybody? Anybody game? Yes, absolutely. If we're going to say we forgive that person for what they did, we're in victim mode and it's not working. The forgiveness is not going to work. Yes. That's the way. Way to go, Twinkle33, and Lisa. Yes, ourself. We can't heal anything. We can't release energy blocks in our physical and in all of our energy bodies without forgiveness. So when you use the fire, the imagery of the fire that I was explaining as a practice to use, you would put words that are very high vibration, and the highest one, of course, is love. The other is joy. And then you can use words of freedom, release, anything that is a higher vibration. Now, you would not put forgiveness to yourself. That is something that you would do afterwards. So, or no, actually, you can do it before. Let me just see which is the more powerful, because you can do a ceremony beforehand where you offer yourself forgiveness before you do the alchemizing in the fire. And or you can do a forgiveness ceremony for yourself after. The reason I hesitate there is because as you are imagining and placing all of the guilt, the shame, the fear, the anger, the resentment, the bitterness, as you're seeing that burn in the fire, you are releasing it. To do then a forgiveness after is like bringing it all back. And the idea of alchemizing is complete transformation, and using the fire to do that is the most powerful way to transform thoughts and junk. So why go back on something once it is released? Does that make sense to you all? You know, this is very important. So being able to do a forgiveness beforehand would be more appropriate. After the fact, what you would do after is do a beautiful nurturing process. Oh, what a word. You would do a beautiful nurturing ritual or practice of self-love, complete self-love. And that reminds me, good. Thank you, Jackie. Yep. Thank you. You're welcome. We, in our Soul Seekers Sanctuary last week and this month, the topic has been self-love, how to embrace self-love. And last Thursday's was the deeper adventure into that. So that's the theme of this month, is self-love and how to embrace it. And it's been really quite an eye-opener and very powerful. So remember, you are able to join those sessions. You can have a link to join those sessions for each month if you would like to. And next month's session is self-acceptance, which is another ripper, awesome one. The other thing I want to share with you this evening, many of my clients have been asking me, when are you going to run another retreat? Isn't it time we had a retreat? Yes, and blah, blah, blah in my ear. asking. Yeah, they sure were, weren't they, Jackie? They've been fabulous, and some great transformation out of them as well. So the great news is the retreat will be held in November from the 3rd to the 7th. It will be held in Busselton in the southwest of Western Australia. I will only take a small number of people because my retreats are intimate and I want to see lasting and deep transformation. We are going to have so much fun. We are going to have days of creativity. We are going to have days of open hearts, laughter and joy and discovery. there's hot rock massage or deep crystal massage, the pamper days. There is so much to enjoy. So if you keep an eye on the Facebook page, the Heal with Gwenda Facebook page, or you can send an email to support@healwithgwenda.com if you would like to attend. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely awesome, amazing, Twinkle. Lena, why don't you come? It would be fantastic. So we have either single villas or share villas, and the share villas are a twin share room. They're not separate rooms. If separate rooms are wanted, I can organise a double 2-bedroom villa. Then you have to fight over who's getting the queen and who's in the twin rooms. So it is coming up 3rd to 7th of November this year, and I'm really excited. It's called the Serenity Retreat, and it is going to be a blast. It is going to be amazing. Really looking forward to it. So there's that bit of news. There is the news that you can join us every month for the masterclass. It is $27 for you to join the masterclass, and you can choose whatever month, whatever topic it is that you would like. I'll announce the topics in here and announce them on Facebook page as well. And then on emails in email campaign. So if you are on my email list, you will also get to find out what the topic is coming up. And of course, if you are in the Soul Seekers Sanctuary, you know before anybody what the topics are going to be. And I was going to say even before me, but no, you don't. So those are the things I've got coming up for everyone very soon. And the other thing is a 7-week online course on finding lasting inner peace. So that is also being created now and will be launched end of June. So those are the things that are available for you to be able to know how to live without regret, how to live in a peaceful state, how to really embrace some transformation at the retreat. Oh, truly, I'm so excited about it. Yeah, like Jackie says, very exciting. And Twinkle 33 sounds amazing. It is going to be awesome. We're going to get our creative hats on. We're right at the beach. The beach down there is amazing. It is a beautiful stretch of coastline. We will do some water work. We'll do some magic. We're going to do some really cool things. So that's the retreat. And I can't wait, actually, though I don't want to hurry the year along. So there you have it this evening. Thinking about regret, looking at using the imagery of a fire pit to throw everything in there every night. Make a decision whether you want to be in a higher frequency when you go to sleep, and then you can call in the higher frequency in the morning, or if you're going to be in the victim mode, lower vibration, the mentality of outdated thinking driving your life, it's certainly up to you. Everything is up to you, always. It's not up to anybody else. It's up to you. Thanks, Mandy. Mandy came to Bali and we had a ball over there, and then she also came to the Earth and Soul Bush Retreat. We'll do this one, the Serenity Retreat. And then the Earth and Soul I might look at another time. But for now, the Serenity Retreat. And in the meantime, you make a decision. You make a conscious choice on where you want to be in your life at any given moment, on where you want to be in your heart or in your head. And how many of you use meditation or stillness to get to your heart and to receive the guidance? You know, so many people come for channeled guidance and they get the most amazing guidance and then they just want to argue about it. Then they want to give all the buts and how it can't happen and won't happen and what happened in the past. And I think, oh my gosh, why? Such a human failing, isn't it? So being obedient to your thoughts and outdated thinking, it really doesn't serve your soul. And your soul is here in this world for amazing experiences. Regret and fear and overwhelm and anxiety and sadness and anger and all of that, they are part of the experience, but they are not the things to carry in any part of your body or your subtle bodies, which is all your energy fields. Being able to connect with your heart, your higher self, the divine, all the messengers of the divine, that is that is your gift for being here. You know, that is your gift that you can access in this world. And that is, again, entirely up to you. I can open the pathway for you. I can give you all the tools, the practices. The rest is up to you. And how you think every moment of every day is up to you. Nobody else, because nobody else can get in here unless you let them. So if you're listening to someone else's low vibe, yada, yada, you know, like the lady I was talking about that feels that she just must know what's going on in the world and then create that to be her world, that's a choice. That's a choice. Yes, Twinkle, absolutely. And I'm glad you found the chat great tonight. Nice to just listen. It's always worth going back and having a watch again and a listen again, even if you just pop it on and are listening while you're doing something, because you will actually get different vibrations and you will hear things that you didn't necessarily hear on the live. It's like reading a book, watching a movie, you know, you read bits and think, oh, I don't remember that from last time. It does take work to change conditioned thinking patterns, but there is a magic process that can speed it up. And what's it called? Acceptance. Willingness. It's only when we're not willing to let go that old patterns keep coming back. It's a bit like keeping, you know, your skinniest pair of jeans going, oh, I'll get into them again one day. Knowing full well you will not, because your commitment isn't there. So willingness and commitment, they are the keys to being able to shift thinking patterns. And Jackie used a word earlier, observer. When you learn to become the observer of your thoughts in every moment, then you're able to shift things very quickly, very quickly. It's not about perfection. We're not here to be perfect. We are here for expansion and ascension. So, thank you, Karen. Glad you enjoyed it, and thank you for joining us on the masterclass. It was great to have you. Look forward to you being with us for the self-acceptance one that goes hand in hand. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you know what? I saw corduroy jeans the other day somewhere and I thought, oh my gosh, they come back around again. Oh, I used to, that's all I wanted was a pair of corduroy jeans. I don't know that I could bear them now. Yes, Twinkle, Lena, dedication to self awareness. That's the one. That is absolutely beautiful. Also, live in a full way. Yeah, that's right, Kim. Thank you, Jackie. Well, I'm going to give you all a whole lot of love and thank you very much for being here with me this evening. Your beautiful interaction and some laughs along the way, much joy. So I'll look forward to seeing you next Monday. Until then, stay well, stay happy, and decide. Live in that state of oh, I like what Jean said here. Live in that state of dedication to self-awareness, as Twinkle says. It's beautiful. Yeah, the expansion's wonderful, Jane. Really wonderful. Sharing your love and giving much love back again. Thank you, everyone. Good night for now. Bye.